everyone. In this video, we're going to look at the growth of cloud computing. We're going to look at some of the statistics about the explosive growth that the market is seeing right now. So let's go ahead and jump into the details. The cloud computing market is exploding. Worldwide end user spending on public cloud services is forecast to grow 23.1% in 2021 to a total of $332.3 billion, and that's up from $270 billion in 2020. And I got those statistics from Gartner. That's an incredible number, and we're really seeing growth across all areas. Large Fortune 500 companies are continuing and accelerating their migration to the cloud, as well as smaller companies as well. This is all good news if you're interested in getting into the cloud computing market, because it's causing a huge demand for cloud-trained engineers. So let's go ahead and look at some more details of this market. So now let's go ahead and look at some of the top providers in the market today. At the top of the list, and should be no surprise, is Amazon Web Services. However, they're getting pressed pretty hard by the number 2 position, which is Microsoft Azure. Following that is the Google Cloud Platform, and really those three make up the majority of the market: Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure, and the Google Cloud Platform. Following that is Alibaba Cloud, which is a Chinese-based company and are gaining a bigger presence here in the United States and worldwide. Following that is Salesforce, which is a software as a service company. And then the next tier is IBM, DigitalOcean, Dell, Adobe, and Dropbox. So that really makes up kind of the top 10 of the market as of right now. This list is constantly changing, but the top 3 are pretty well entrenched. So let's go ahead and look at a few more details. Just to give you an idea of the size and scale of some of these public cloud providers and their operations, I included 2 examples that are close to home for me. I live in the central Ohio area, and Amazon, Google, and Facebook all have data centers very close to where I live. And here's 2 examples. The first one is Google plans to spend $1 billion in New Albany in a data center expansion, and they acquired 618 acres for more data centers after breaking ground on its first facility there in 2019. So that's a gigantic investment of $1 billion. In another example, Amazon also has web services in the same area, and they plan to invest $400 million to build a 170,000 square foot data center on 100 acres in the eastern portion of New Albany in this international business park. So lots of investment in different areas. Cities and states are competing heavily to get this kind of business and injection into their economy. But there's 2 examples that I'm pretty familiar with. I actually drive by them quite frequently, and it's amazing to see the size and scale and scope of these data centers. They're enormous. They look like car factories. So just to level set you and give you an idea that's a little bit more tangible than just a chart with some data on it. But here's some examples that are close to where I live of some investment from public cloud providers. With all this activity, there's been a really positive impact on the cloud job market. As per a report by Indeed, between October 2015 and October 2019, the share of cloud computing jobs per million increased by 55%. So the cloud job market, with all of this growth in cloud computing, has increased dramatically. And there's all types of different skill sets that companies are looking for. Cloud engineers for operations, security people, developers, all different types of skill sets are in demand because of this tremendous growth in cloud computing. So previously, I mentioned that there is a shortage of cloud engineers. Over 80% of cloud leaders identified a lack of internal skills and knowledge as the top barrier to cloud success. So companies are really looking hard for cloud engineers and people with skills that can help them with their migration to the cloud. And this is from a report called The State of Cloud Learning from A Cloud Guru. Just to give you an idea about salaries, I've included a slide here that I looked up on Glassdoor.com, and this is for cloud architect salaries in Columbus, Ohio. So the average salary is $156,056. So that's a really good number, and you can see the distribution from the kind of the low end to the high end, but that's a really good number, and these jobs are in demand. You'll see lots of them listed in most areas of the country. So different specializations are out there. I didn't include them all, but just to give you an idea, for cloud architects, a lot of demand, really good pay. So let's go ahead and wrap this lesson up. In summary, cloud computing is growing at an incredible rate, and this is having a positive effect on the job market for cloud engineers of all types. And there's currently a shortage of trained personnel, so if you're looking to get into this area, now is the perfect time to get into cloud computing and get some certification and training and get yourself in the job market. That's really it for this lesson. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.